One day earlier, the two of them had just pulled off a $100 million scam together, but just as she thought happiness was finally within reach, her boyfriend betrayed her, taking all the money and calling in the FBI himself. Agent Rand leads his team in a thorough sweep of the hotel. To evade capture, Lucy launches into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. She initially heads for the back exit, only to find another team of officers blocking her path. She tries returning to her room to change into something less conspicuous, but finds police already preparing to breach the door. As a career con artist trained by her father since childhood, she knows the golden rule of evasion: never panic. Using a housekeeping card as cover, she slips down the stairwell instead of the elevator. Back in her room, Rand needs only a glance to deduce that Lucy was betrayed by her boyfriend, and that he's most likely the one holding the stolen money. Meanwhile, another team reviewing surveillance footage spots Lucy's trail. Fortunately, there's a 5-minute delay in the feed. She makes her way back to the first floor, planning to walk straight out the front entrance, using the flow of hotel guests as cover to slip past the police's blind spots and make it outside successfully. But her plan hits a snag when a man appears. Not police, but the leader of the local crime syndicate, and the true owner of the stolen money. Compared to the FBI, he poses a far greater threat to her survival. Caught between federal capture and gangland execution, Lucy has no choice but to improvise as she makes her escape from the hotel. Rand, however, spots her almost immediately and gives chase. With her jacket now a liability, she changes outfits on the fly. Surviving in unfamiliar territory means constant improvisation. She moves through the crowd stealing anything useful along the way, from hotel key cards to a staff member's jacket. She eventually reaches the loading dock, where workers are loading linens onto a delivery truck. Clearly her only viable escape route, though pulling it off will require some acting. Rand arrives at the door moments later but, lacking a keycard, misses her by seconds. Lucy narrowly escapes the hotel via the delivery truck. The driver pulls over somewhere safe and even hands her some cash for the road ahead. With temporary safety secured, she immediately begins plotting her next move. As news of the manhunt spreads, police cast a wide net, extending their search to bus and train stations. Though this poses little real challenge for someone with her skills, she quickly scans her surroundings, gathering anything useful, and manages to board a bus at just the right moment. She's evaded the police for now, but the crime syndicate operating in the shadows hasn't lost track of her. As the bus pulls away, she finally exhales in relief. During the ride, her father, currently in prison, calls with words of comfort and encouragement that bolster her confidence, though her boyfriend's betrayal still weighs heavily on her. Meanwhile, having lost her trail, the police turn to surveillance footage and spot a hitman working for the crime boss. His presence confirms to Rand that this man is connected to Lucy, and following him should lead straight to her. When the bus stops at a rest area, Lucy, wary of staying put, hides out in the parking area instead, only to be spotted by an off-duty detective who happens to recognize her from the manhunt bulletin. He corners her during her escape attempt. But the person who shows up next isn't there to help. It's Dodge, the crime syndicate's hitman. The gang's leader turns out to be an older woman, the true owner of the stolen money, and, as it happens, also her boyfriend's own mother. The money publicly belongs to the mother-in-law, but its real owner is a powerful figure higher up the chain. She was responsible for laundering it, only for Lucy and her son to steal it out from under her. She never anticipated her own son would betray his partner. When questioned by her former mother-in-law, Lucy insists repeatedly that the money is with her precious son, though she genuinely doesn't know his current whereabouts. Unconvinced by a con artist's word, the woman orders her men to take Lucy in for interrogation, but the gang members prove no match for her. Lucy uses a lighter to burn through her zip tie restraints, finds an emergency flare in the trunk, and turns the tables completely. Killing the hitman, taking his wallet, stuffing his body in the car, and setting it ablaze to destroy the evidence. With the hitman now unreachable, she knows her mother-in-law will eventually discover the truth, so instead of sticking to the roads, she heads on foot into the depths of the desert. Meanwhile, having lost her hitman, the mother-in-law goes straight to the prison to find Lucy's father, hoping to pry his daughter's location out of him. But trying to extract information from a master con artist who trained his own daughter in the trade proves an exercise in futility. After a grueling night on the run, Lucy's luck holds when she stumbles across an isolated homestead. Using a rattlesnake encounter to her advantage, she quickly earns the trust of the household. Though killing a snake to save two girls' lives isn't quite enough to fully win over the woman of the house. From the moment she steps inside, Lucy is constantly gathering information, observing everything around her for anything useful. Through subtle probing, she deduces that Sarah, who lives out here in the remote desert with her granddaughter, likely doesn't see her own daughter very often, making that daughter the perfect angle to build trust. Lucy volunteers personal details up front, making everything she says afterward seem more credible, though every word is part of an elaborate, calculated con. Sure enough, the fabricated backstory she spins mirrors almost exactly what Sarah's own daughter once went through, and by design, Sarah takes her in. Meanwhile, the burned-out car has already been discovered by police, and nearby, the hitman Dodge is watching closely too. Even having fooled Sarah, Lucy knows this house can only serve as a brief refuge. She plans to rest one night and leave the next day, but she underestimates Rand's investigative skill. Though officers have pulled back from the area, he refuses to give up, using tracking dogs to continue the search. That very night, he knocks on Sarah's door. Though his arrival comes quickly, it's something Lucy had already anticipated, which is exactly why she'd fabricated the story that her boyfriend is a police officer, setting Sarah up to willingly shield her from Rand. But once again, she's underestimated him. Not only is Rand a skilled investigator, but he's remarkably perceptive too. Watching from the bedroom, Lucy notices Sarah's hesitant expression and catches the warning signs immediately. Following Rand's instructions, Sarah calls out her granddaughter. But by the time he actually enters the room, Lucy has already vanished, having stolen Sarah's pickup truck and slashed Rand's tires on her way out. Another successful escape that bolsters her confidence, especially with her father's earlier encouragement in mind. What she doesn't realize is that the person she passes on the road is none other than the hitman Dodge, who's hacked into the police radio channel and picked up her trail, immediately turning around to give chase. Running low on fuel, Lucy pulls into a gas station, having just shaken off Detective Rand, only to now face Dodge instead. She hides in the shadows, searching for an opening, but Dodge spots her on the security cameras. Just as capture seems inevitable, police sirens wail in the distance. The station owner's call for help ends up saving her, but the pickup truck is now compromised, and with police closing in fast, she still has to dodge Dodge's assassination attempt too. After much deliberation, she realizes the most dangerous place might just be the safest one. That's the story from the latest 2 episodes of this American series. I'll update again as soon as new episodes drop. See you next time.